Hello, book besties.
I'm Alby.
And I'm Nikki,
Welcome to Backstage with the Book Babes.
where we spill the tea on the secret lives of your favorite romance authors. Hello, book babes. It's been over 6 months since we started this podcast, which I can't believe. So we thought we'd do something a little bit different today. It's just the two of us. And what we're going to talk about is found family.
Yeah,
Were you going to say
I
something?
love found family.
Yes. Who doesn't love found family? It's definitely one of the best tropes. And you can put it in any genre of book, right?
It's the thing. It's like a mix and match spice type thing, like where you can just add it to anything and it'll taste fantastic.
Yeah. So we love meeting new authors and catching up with our friends every week. That's part of the found family, right? Like we love meeting people, but our origin story really starts out as found family from when we met at the 20 Books conference in 2023. So we thought it would be a good thing to talk about this trope, just the two of us.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because it's true, because a lot of people go to especially author conventions as an author to look for their own found family or to catch up with found family that they've made before.
Yes.
I think that's why a lot of authors tend to find a convention that they really like and then they keep going back.
Yeah, which is I think what we were talking about. So we met at that one in 2023 and then it turned into the Author Nation conference in 2024. And we both went to that one. So we got our reunion, which was very fun after just keeping in touch online all year. And then this year, or 2025, I skipped it because of turmoil and traveling to the States. But I am going back this year for 2026 because I have my short story in the anthology, which I'm very excited about. And we're both going to be at Reader Nation.
Yeah, I saw the covers.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God. It has all the bells and whistles. So it's hardcover. It's got the foiling and the fancy end papers, and it's got the edges. It's going to be so pretty. I can't wait to have a copy.
So do you know any of the other authors who are in there?
I don't know any of them personally. I don't think I've ever met any of them. So that'll be a nice little thing too. One of the rewards, like the top tier for the Kickstarter, which is now launched. So if you want to purchase a copy of that, order a copy, that is available until the 3rd or 4th week of August. I forget what the exact date is, but so go on Kickstarter and look for All In on Love. So you can order just the ebook, you can order the paperback, or this deluxe special edition, which you can either get shipped or you can pick it up in Vegas at the conference.
And you can get signatures. But I think you can get signatures too on the ebook because you just have to, I think there's some way through Book Funnel.
Oh, really?
You can add in tip-in sheets.
I'm not sure if they've done that on this edition.
Yeah.
I know
you can, if I sell you an ebook direct, I can sign it in tip-in sheets through Book Funnel, through that. I'm wondering if there's a way to do tip-in sheets with all the authors.
Interesting. I don't know. I don't think they're planning to do that for this one, but that is an interesting thing to look at, because we are talking about doing an anthology. I have possibly been thinking of doing one for the sports romance convention we're planning in myself and Frances Everly in Canada. So I was thinking of doing something like this for that maybe. And our editor was coveting the cover as well. And I was like, well, get one person to edit the whole thing. Just saying.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm already wanting to be like, can we end this so that I can ask you all these questions about can I be in it?
I don't know. You're going to have to apply. No guarantees.
Waitlisted again.
Bestie status. Of course. Oh my God. That's so funny. So that's one of the things that I really love that idea. Liked, right? Yeah. I'm excited about it. It'll be amazing. But anyway, what I was going to say was the top tier on that is $550 or something. Actually, that might be in Canadian. I don't know what it is in the US. I see the prices in Canadian, but it's quite a lot of money, but you get all the books and stuff, but then you get a dinner at the conference in Vegas with all of the authors. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which the last time I checked, nobody had backed at that level yet. So we'll see if that even happens. But
that sounds awesome, though. Yeah. Where are you going to dinner?
It doesn't say. It says somewhere in the Paris or Horseshoe Hotel. It doesn't have a specific yet. You know what my favorite restaurant in the Paris Hotel is?
Is it the crepe place?
Well, the crepe place is good. Yes, I love the crepe place. But for like an actual meal, was that place we went to, I want to say it was the first dinner we went to last year at Author Nation. I can't remember what it was called. It was like the nice restaurant. And then we brought too many people and they were really nice and they accommodated us.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to remember. Well, we need to make our spreadsheet again of where we're going, because we always like to reach out to authors ahead of time and be like, hey, we are planning meals. Everybody needs to eat. If you want to come eat with us and be our friend.
Yes.
We are great at conversation.
We're not at all scary, I promise.
Not at all scary. We have a hard time focusing, but
I learn new things about you when we go out for these dinners, because we went to the where were we at the Rose City Romance Conference? We were both at in Windsor in April. Alby came over to Canada for it.
It was awesome.
We went out for a dinner at the sports bar in the casino one night, and Alby was telling us all these crazy stories about her life in Germany and wherever else you lived.
Yeah, Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wild stories. I won't spill the tea on that. That's
I think it's safer if I don't spill the tea on that when it's being recorded.
We want to keep Alby around. So
yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. One of my favorite things, even when I read my poetry, because I also publish poetry.
Yeah.
Is I tend to dress very peppy. I love to dress in pink and really fun. And then people start talking to me or listening to my poetry about death and dying. And they're like, the outside's not matching the inside here.
That is quite all right.
Yes. I really just love to see the confusion in people's face.
That's kind of like one of the characters I'm working on right now. She's sort of a spooky lady, but she dresses all fancy and chic and stuff, and she loves pink. And
I love that.
Yeah. But that's all I'm sharing, because this is my secret project that I'm really bad at keeping secret.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. It's so hard to keep secrets because you're like, don't tell anyone because it's on submission. And then you're like, you want to hear something really cool?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that will be my problem if I ever get to that point where I do get a publishing deal or something, trying to keep all those secrets for that long.
I'm going to be like, don't tell me until I can tell everybody.
Exactly. I don't want to know anything until I'm allowed to share it.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know how these authors do it.
I don't know. I have friends who have some contracts and stuff, and I'm like, so what about this? And they're like, I can't tell you. And I'm like, but I want to know. Will you just tell me? And they're like,
I won't tell anyone else, I swear.
Exactly. I won't tell everybody on my podcast. It's fine.
Exactly. No, we're good. We're good at cutting out the secrets. If you tell something when we're interviewing you, just so you know, we will cut out anything that slips out of your mouth that you don't want everyone to hear, because it has happened before.
Yeah.
And we won't share the tea. Yes. So yeah, we wanted to talk about found family, I think, because both of us write sports romance, and found family is a big part of sports romance. But it kind of made me think a little bit about the origins of why I love found family so much. And then that got me thinking about the books I was reading 15, 20 years ago. Those were like the Twilight era, the Hunger Games, all of those paranormal young adult romances, the dystopian ones. Like a huge feature of them was found family. These characters all get together. They work together to, fight evil or whatever, because the parents are either dead or they're just totally absent. They're just unaware that their children are running all around fighting monsters and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so weird because I was thinking about this morning. It's because I was going to kill off one of my main character's parents. And I was like, should they both be dead or just one of them dead? Thinking about why do we do this all the time?
And that's why it's that influence of what we
It's true.
I don't know. Did you have a big paranormal teen romance era? Yes. Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, because I was studying. So I studied English in college, and I remember we were taking these classes, and at that time I was a very lit fic kind of gal.
Yes. Okay.
And everything that comes with it. And I was reading First Contact narratives, and they were really depressing. And it was a challenge because we were having all those really
deep,
difficult
dark
conversations in class, and then also reading 16th century novels as well, which are very depressing and boring and just moral stories. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need something not this. And so I started reading Twilight because I was like, look, this is easy to consume, and I don't have to analyze it for symbolism and all these deeper meanings. I mean, people do, but I was like, oh, this is really nice. And so I started reading that, and then I started reading, there was that period when all the books were angels.
Yes, the angels, yes. That was the
Nephilim and
stuff. The Mortal Instruments, the Cassandra Clare books.
Yes.
There was a bunch of them. Yep.
Fallen by...
Yes.
Yes.
Lauren
Asher?
I'm pretty sure it's still on my bookshelf, honestly.
I'm pretty sure I can turn around too.
Yeah. But it's buried behind a bunch of other books. Yes, Lauren Kate.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah. And I always wanted to write one of these. And I actually did start out doing some YA stuff. I haven't finished it. I would love to write something like that one day.
As did I. Well, so I did write like complete YA fantasy trilogy. That's kind of along those lines. It has those sorts of vibes.
Do you think you would ever do more?
100% I would. It's just time, right? Because right now my focus is really on the romance, because that's kind of, I'm trying to build, my career, a brand, and earn a living. If I got to the point where I was making enough money that I could support myself and have a little extra time, I would definitely love to write some more fantasy. I have so many fantasy book ideas. Just kind of one of those things.
It's the thing, like, I mean, I bet we both easily have 15 to 20 ideas going.
15 to 20,000?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like, my phone is just full of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, but it really does come down to time.
Yes, yeah.
Because you have to decide, okay, what is next? What are people waiting for? What do people want? Like, not just me, but other people.
Yeah.
And then if I start a series, I want to finish that series, which is a challenge because all my series and all my books are interconnected in some ways.
Yes, so are mine, yeah. But I think, so what I did was I do have my complete hockey romance series now. So now that I have that finished and complete, I have started 2 different series this year.
Yeah.
So I started my roller derby romance series, and I started my brand new cowboy romance series, which also has a huge component of found family as well. And I think that's why it's also very fun to write. Anything small town, anything where everyone's working together like that really contributes to that found family. And because my cowboy romance is also, they're filming a TV show on the ranch. So you've also got the found family amongst the actors and the cast and crew and everything on the show. So it's like double.
That'll be an interesting play to see like how these families interact and even become a blended family.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. But I still have a solid fondness and memory for those YA fantasies.
I still love a good YA. Like I write high heat smut, but I still love every now and then to just pick up a YA romance and just really enjoy that angst and that tension and
the coming of age. I just think there's something about that time in your life where you're just learning who you are as a person and finding love, and it's just a really interesting time, and it's fun to write about it, and it's really fun to read about, I think, as well.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Which I think is why my first hockey series is college romance, because you get that same sort of coming of age, but with smut. So.
Yes. And again, like there is something to be said about not having the parents around, because you're suddenly having to face this responsibility of being in charge of your own person, and you can make good choices or bad choices, fun or not as fun. And, it really gives you a lot more freedom versus, I don't know. And then it makes it an extra step when you meet somebody you are interested in and you do introduce them to your parents.
Yes. Yeah. I would like to see to write some more books that do have some of the family more involved, because I haven't written too many of those.
Yeah.
Because, you're away at school, maybe the parents aren't close by. A lot of times they have bad parents or whatever, and that's kind of part of their trauma backstory.
That's the emotional scar. Yeah.
Yeah. But having a nice solid family along with the romance is kind of nice too when you see them interacting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I was actually reading a book for book club, and we were talking about it. We haven't had book club yet. It's tomorrow. But a friend and I were talking about the book, and we're like, oh, it's super cozy. Like, there's not a lot of huge outside drama within this storyline. It's just very like the only thing they're dealing with is the spell that has brought them into a book or whatever. And so it's very nice because it makes you realize how often you are reading books. And one of the backbones of a lot of plots right now are like emotional and family trauma. I don't know what that says about the world we're living in right now. But I think that's the thing. Authors keep experiencing this, and then it keeps going into our books, letting our characters experience this as well so that we can kind of deal with it through that medium.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It is a good way to create that angst for sure, that trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but there are other things. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just hard because like everyone in our books were super well-rounded and whole and healed. Like it would be harder to write about them.
Yeah, I know, because that's one thing that I find. Like a lot of people online, you often see people saying things like they want a curvy character who's 100% confident in their body and things like that. Or they want, like a woman in, an amazing position in a job and she's 100% confident. And I'm like, yes, that's great. And I love to see that positivity and that aspect of it. But also, where's the character growth if this person is already a whole, fully confident, fully emotionally available
see them get
person
into that position at the end.
Yeah. Or when they ask, they're looking for guys, for the male characters who are just solid all the time and great at communication and things. Even the miscommunication trope gets all of the hate, and you're like, that is just the most real trope there is out there.
Yes,
we do it all the time.
Yeah.
I've been married for almost 19 years and we still miscommunicate sometimes. It's hard because you don't live in the other person's head. You only live in your own head.
Yeah, exactly. I still use the miscommunication trope, not necessarily as like a big event, but just subtly throughout.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
That's the thing. Like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens between friends. It happens casually, like just an interaction with other people. Like the way I would phrase things. For example, we were at the radio station. No, the radio station. No, we were at the news station. And I said to the guy, the intern, I was like, our friend Stephanie's not here yet. Can you make sure that it's spelled correctly? It's with an F and a U. And he immediately looks at me like, and another friend of mine, because we were there for GR Lit Fest, was like, no, she means Stephanie with an F and Gilmore with a U. But I was like, yes, but I made it clear because he knew her name, and I wanted to make sure other people just have that miscommunication of taking something like just slightly differently and not the way you intended.
Yeah. Yep. It happens in all relationships, not just romantic relationships, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or even there's that thing, like, I don't know if this is just like maybe the way my brain works, but a lot of the time, if somebody says something bad, I immediately think, my God, they hate me. This is that. It doesn't even have to be something negative, but you immediately go to, I'm the worst. My God, what did I do? Or you hate me because we haven't talked in 2 weeks or whatever,
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's just hard. My brain is just,
And that's the thing, like, we not only as individuals, but even our characters are carrying around this hidden baggage that people don't always see. And that's influencing the lens in which we see the world.
Yes.
Or like hear what people say to us.
Exactly. But I think that is why I think it all comes back to found family, because finding the people that you get along with, that understand you, even if we don't always fully understand each other, even if sometimes we take things the wrong way, you do know that they're always going to be there for you. And those people are there in real life if you're fortunate enough to build that community, and then they're there in books,
Yeah. And that even if you do phrase things the wrong way, that they have that understanding of even though I feel this way, I know they didn't intend it that way. So let's have a conversation about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. I think found family comes back all the time, even in your work community, in your home community. You need people in your corner cheering you on with a cup of sugar, or being like, let me give you a lift somewhere. Or
Yes, it's so important. And I think it's extra important in the world that we live in today, because I feel like we're so much more disconnected from each other. And because of that, it can be lonely. You're living with people all around you. We live in cities, we live in communities of lots of people in them, but it can be very lonely if you don't surround yourself with a certain amount of people that support you, because we all have our own missions, we all have our own goals, and it's not like in previous eras of human history when a community has been very important and work together to, raise children and build barns and do those sorts of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot about this because I have lived in Europe and abroad, and even the urban planning is different. So where I lived in Australia, I could walk within 30 minutes. I could get all of my needs met.
Yeah.
Everything was walkable.
Yes.
And so I could go to the grocery store and the bank and the pub and my gym and all these things. And I would take the public transport to work. And so I knew the people on because I take the same ones to work every day and back. I knew, if not by name, like by sight, people who were on my train. And if I hadn't seen them for a while, like it was very normal to be like, we haven't seen you in a week. Everything okay? Type thing. And now that I live in America, I drive everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I drive in the car by myself to get there. And so you really have to be much more intentional about going out and finding that community.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Yeah. And remembering, like, it's not just about, like, receiving community from others. It's like I have to be able to sometimes stop what I'm doing and go be a community for somebody else.
Yes, definitely. But, like, my day job, I'm like, there's people constantly in my face all the time. And it's very, like, and a lot of them can be very entitled, very privileged, and it can be very exhausting and frustrating. And sometimes you have to take a step back and think about it and be like, I don't know what's going on in your day. I don't know what is up. So I'm not going to take this personally, and I'm just going to, smile and move on. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, especially in the type of jobs that we work, I think people see us in the moment, but they're going to go home and they won't even remember that they met us so often.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not personal. It
Yeah.
Sounds mean, be like, they're not thinking about you, but, like,
Yeah.
they aren't. So go out, be the weirdo, like, be the sunshine. Like, nobody's gonna
It
remember.
never hurts to be kind to somebody, Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you can hurt people by not being kind, but you're never going to hurt anybody else by being kind. It's not going to be a bad thing.
And it's not going to get you far. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pretend they're not being mean and then just be like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they'd love to hear from you.
For sure. I also think, society now has changed since the COVID era, like the pandemic era, right? We lived through one of the weirdest, strangest times in many years. Like, there's been pandemics and there's been things like this before, but it was a weird time, right? A lot of people got very isolated. A lot of people, their mental health suffered, or they lost touch with people. And I don't think we've ever really fully come back from that either. People are still, still a little off.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I don't know that we can. Not in our lifetime, I think.
Yeah. It created a lot of division as well. And that's another issue with the world, right? The division.
Yeah. Over this last couple of years, I've seen a lot more division, especially amongst families. Not necessarily amongst found families, but amongst biological families. And I know people who have suddenly become estranged from their biological families. And in that process, they're leaning even more on found families. So now they're choosing Friendsgiving, and they're choosing to do friend Christmases. And they're really being like, no, I have the option of who's in my circle, and blood doesn't mean anything. Like, you have to respect me, and you have to support me in, like, be my career and stuff. Maybe not necessarily vocally, but at least, like, not be the wet blanket.
Yeah. You're not putting anything positive into my life. So,
Yeah. And I think people are being pickier about that, being like, I can choose what to take. And at our jobs, we can't choose to not to walk away necessarily when all the negative is coming at us. But in our real lives, we can.
Yeah, definitely. And that's when it comes back down to creating your little community yourself. But those are the people who are going to be there for you no matter what. Because blood relatives don't necessarily always have the same values as us. They don't always have the same viewpoints, and they're not always going to be there for us. So
yeah,
definitely.
Found family where it's at.
It sure is. It sure is. So we talked about how it got really started with the paranormal and fantasy and dystopians, but I think one of the communities that we've gotten very involved with over the last couple of years is the sports romance community, writing sports romance.
Yeah.
And I think that this is one of my favorite reader communities and author communities because, well, like talking about Sports Romance Con, I went to the very first one in 2025, and the 3 organizers just started this thing and they're like, I don't know if it's going to work. And they just brought together this whole group of authors and readers, and it was such a great supportive environment. I know there have been some conferences where it hasn't, there has been some things going on there, like I know there was some issues with some of the readers, like being inappropriate with the models that were at the show, things like that.
Yes.
There was none of that at Sports Romance Con. And I think it's partly a function of the genre itself, but I think it's also a good thing about the organizers. So anytime you go to a book convention, I think it's very influenced by the organizers, their viewpoints and what they welcome into their space, right? And what they don't allow in their space, because it's about setting boundaries as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's even more important as we see these conventions and what's happening at them, is to remember that some authors use pseudonyms for a reason, and consent is sexy at these events.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. One of the things I've seen at some recent events have been like wristbands or stickers on their badges or whatever that say like, I accept hugs, ask first, or no hugs sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's such a great way to respect people from the start.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I really appreciate that because I'm not that much of a hugger in my everyday life.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I have friends that I've known for 10 years and I've never touched them.
Yeah.
But there's something about coming to these conventions, like Sports Romance Con, and being like, these are my people, 100%. Because when you've read the same books and you have similar feelings, or you can talk about the book boyfriends that you have, it just has a weird bond that you don't always get in everyday life, I feel like. Like you've walked in the same shoes because you've been the same heroines in your book.
Yes. Yeah. I think that that's true. I've found with all of the romance ones that I have gone to. I know that we did talk about some things happened and it's not always been as good, but all of the ones that I've been to, all of the romance specific ones have been very much like that. Very much a positive space, welcoming. And it does put you in a place where you're comfortable. The one thing I'm weird about at shows is like, I'm never going to ask you if you want to take a picture with me because that feels weird to me. Like, why would you want to take a picture with me, But I'm happy to take pictures with people if they ask.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Or give hugs, whatever, anything like that. Totally fine with me.
Same. I'm never like, let me come take a picture with you in my book that you just bought.
Yeah.
But I love when people ask. It makes me feel really
special. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Agreed. Same.
So, yeah. I think part of that, especially at romance conventions, that feeling, so often I've gone to events where it's all genre or artist markets, or even just moving in the author space that's like all authors and not just romance authors. And a lot of people still look down on romance, even though romance has proven time and again that we're the ones that are basically like propping up the publishing industry, and we are outselling and we are being outread by almost double the next leading genre. I think the fact that so often I'll have people come to tables at not romance events and they're like, oh, romance.
Like it's a lesser thing. Exactly.
Exactly. Even some of like, I've been at reunions for colleges and I'll be like, yeah, I'm writing romance now. And they're like, you got all these great degrees and this is what you're choosing to do. And I'm like, yes,
I am.
Because it's fun and it's dealing with all the things like the emotions, the trauma, all the things we want to talk about.
Yeah.
It like an easier to swallow package.
Yeah. Exactly. I really think that romance books do deal with a lot of the things that I'm going to say women, because a lot of the time it's a very female dominated space. And I think that is one of the reasons why it is looked down upon, right? Because there are other genres that are not looked down upon like that, like mystery, like thriller, that are more male dominated, right? And they're the same thing. It's a genre. It's a genre specific with a formula, but every book is different, right? Every characters are different. The worlds are different. So why is it that people tend to look down on romance books where they don't on those other spaces? And I think it is, in fact, because our history is humans with patriarchal views and all of that, right?
Yeah.
Which is trash. It's trash.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. It's the fact that it's female empowerment, even if it's not clearly stated, is still, the pages are so imbued with it because it is dominated by females. I'd love to see more non-binary friends join us. But yeah, it has been historically dominated by women, and female sexuality and females owning their sexuality has been very scary for some people.
Yes.
Historically.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And still, I don't even think it's not even historically. There is still a lot of that going on.
But historically, I mean, like last week even.
Right? Well, I mean, the way things are going right now, some of the things that are going on in politics right now are putting women back down again, right? Like, which is not where we want to be.
No. And I think, people don't things that they don't understand. And, if you didn't, I feel like it just makes them scared. And so a lot of their action is coming from fear and misogyny. And I would love to change that.
Me too. Let's do it.
Let's do it. By continuing to write books talking about patriarchy.
Yes.
With female athletes and all the good things.
Yes. And women in charge. That's actually my new book, my new cowboy romance. This is the first time I've written where on the sexual side of things, the woman is the one that's taking control. And
love that.
I like both sides of it because there's something about when you're writing a female main character and she's dealing with a lot, she's kick-ass and powerful in her day job. Or whatever she's doing. But it's nice to sometimes hand over that control because you have to deal with so many choices, so many things every day on a daily basis. So that turning over control of your pleasure and turning over control in that space, that's a safe space where you trust somebody. Yeah. I like that dynamic. I really do. But it's also fun. It was really fun to flip the pages and turn it on its head and be like, no, she's in charge. She's telling you what to do. And having a main character where he's like just all in for that is really fun.
Yeah. I think that's really interesting because I'm just now thinking about this. So often women are talking about how they carry all the mental load. Yes. So maybe it's nice to have a guy in charge in the bedroom because you're like, oh, good, you're finally making a decision. You couldn't decide on what we were having for dinner or what we needed from the store, but you're making a decision now at least. Like, good job on that.
Yeah.
And then to have the woman in charge in the bedroom, it's like, well, you're in charge everywhere else. You might as well be in charge here too.
Yeah. Which I feel like in this case of these two characters that she's kind of going through a lot in terms of she's been struggling with her career and she did have a lot of people managing her because she's an actress, right? So she has PAs and managers and agents. Like people are always managing everything around her life.
And taking away that agency for her.
Exactly. So for her, it really made a lot of sense for her to have this space where she is the one that's in charge and she makes the decisions, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, having it be on a character by character basis.
Exactly. And I think that's what's part of it, right? Because every character you write is different. Every couple dynamic is different. You just kind of have to learn what works for them and what makes sense.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
So what about when it's multiple guys involved? Like when you're writing like a White Shoes? Tell me about that.
So I like to assign different attributes to each guy. So, for example, my last book, Real Awesome, one was like, no, we're not touching until I really trust you. They played more of a voyeur role, but also commanding of I know what I want to see type situation. Yeah. And then one is funny and one is more playful. And one is more sweet and one is more playful in the jokes and the flirting and like I'm going to push the envelope a little bit. And so I like to assign different attributes to each guy so that they can all bring something different and individualistic to the table for her. Even if in Bro Amazing, when they're all a bit more nerdy, a bit more, gamer.
Yeah.
And so even then, they would all have preferences or styles in which they would do things in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because everybody's an individual and it's just slight variations.
Yeah.
Because you don't want all the guys to feel exactly the same.
Yeah.
Even if they are themselves a found family and esports team. Yeah. So they all have a lot in common, but they will have variations.
That's nice. That really is kind of the ultimate found family you're building for yourself when you do a why choose, when you have multiple people living together and having relations together and, in a romantic situation. You're really creating a found family.
Yes. And I really enjoy this. And I've kind of been analyzing it within myself too. Even at the end of Bro Amazing, where they're sitting down together, all of them at their dinner table, and they have their planners out and they're like, okay, when are we going to do this? We want to go on a date. We have this Comic-Con, we have this book convention, and, just being like, it's tough to find all this time and to organize it, but I'm willing to do it.
Yes.
Because I want to be there and support each other. And I really enjoy when the guys they don't have jealousy and they have friendships, because I think so often we look around, not only in the MF books that aren't sports romance, but so often you don't always see that the guys have best friends too, that they can really sit down and have heart-to-hearts with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would like all of my guys, even if they are awkward or nerdy or whatever, I want them to have friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Or at least a best friend.
Yeah. I think it's important. Male relationships are important. Having men that can talk to other people, that have a group chat, that, can talk about real things. There's actually a funny video. It was one of those reels, and they were like guys talking about themselves, and they're playing a board game, and they're like, the guy's trying to talk. My girlfriend says, I don't know anything about you. And then the other guys are like, well, we're playing this game. This is what we do. We don't talk.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one says like, wait, you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's so often like they just don't.
Yeah.
They like, I see those reels too, where they're like, I don't know any information about your past, even in the time that I know you. And I want to always kind of like disprove this in my books.
Yes.
Because my books are my world. It's whatever I created.
Exactly.
And in world, guys have best friends.
Yeah. Well, I do think that is one of the extra bonuses about sports romances. A lot of the times they're on a team. So they have that built-in found family, and they do relate to each other on that level. And whether or not they all do that in real life, maybe not as much. Some of them do. But in our books, that's what we want. We want these positive, supportive guys who are not catcalling women and, saying gross things to each other. Right?
No. The things they should be talking about in the locker room is, how are you doing with your girl? Do you need help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want us to help you with a grand gesture?
Yeah.
That's the conversations.
Sometimes I like to have the instigator friend who kind of pushes them together by pretending he's into her or dancing with her or something like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. But he's just doing it out of love. Like, he knows that you need to be with her. So
yeah, I'm actually writing one of those side characters right now, and he's kind of being like, "Hey, I'm awesome. You should have a story about me." And I'm like, "No, we got to get through these other books first."
Yes.
But yeah, it's kind of fun because he's kind of like, well, I'm going to hit on you just to make these other two guys jealous so that they finally stop being an idiot and
get your head out of your ass. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So JJ, he's the goalie in my college hockey romance books. They talk about him briefly in the first couple books, but he doesn't really start to get his starring role until I think the third book. But he's the joker. He's the goofball. He's always doing stupid stuff. And he does have a bit of a role where he plays around with that a little bit and, tries to make the guy jealous and push them together and keeps the brother from seeing when his sister's sneaking off with his best friend, stuff like that. So JJ is actually the one that is the central character in my short story for the anthology we're talking about. He's a hockey player. This is after university, but before he's joined a pro team. And his female main character is a soccer player who is about to join a pro team. And they met years ago. He was at a training camp at her family's resort, and he's never stopped thinking about her. So he goes back one last time to win her over. So that's that story. And I really it ends in a happy for now, but I would really like to write a whole story for them because they were really fun. And JJ was one of my favorite characters to write. I had a lot of readers who were like, we need a story. I was like, you'll get it eventually.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard when side characters have such main character energy sometimes.
Yes.
So with this anthology, how long is the anthology available? Is it only through this Kickstarter this one time, or will it be on sale for a certain amount?
It's only going to be on the Kickstarter, and then once the Kickstarter is done, the rights for the stories will revert to us. So I'll be able to do something else with it.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you have any ideas of what you want to do with that short story? Or are you going to make it available? Is it going to become a newsletter magnet? What are we thinking?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I have thought about that, a newsletter magnet, giving it away for free. Or maybe I've been thinking about starting a Patreon. Speaking of found family, right?
Yeah.
If I have a Patreon and readers join, and then I can share exclusive stories or scenes or things like that. So that's something I've been thinking about. So that could be a possibility.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Because I know I use Ream. So because of Patreon, because I was sometimes put out multiple stories at the same time on my subscription platform. Patreon wasn't really working for me because it's all in the same feed, and then you'd have to sort it by keyword, and I was like, that's too complicated for people.
Yeah.
For me. So I'm going to assume it's too complicated for everybody. So I do Ream, and I have it that you can read all of my stories in the alpha version.
Yes.
So as I'm writing it, you as the subscriber can read the rough draft, meaning there are errors.
Yeah.
Things will change.
Yeah. See, I toyed around with that, and I just didn't find that it was the right model for me. Releasing a chapter a week or whatever wasn't working for me. So I think that the Patreon might be something that would work out, and I can release things when I want to and when I have stuff available instead of sticking to that kind of set schedule. Yeah.
The schedule is hard. I'm trying to use it to be accountable because I struggle sometimes with focusing. I don't know if people have noticed that, but a lot of my friends have noticed it and are like, you should do something about that. So I'm working on it.
I have the same problem.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I can break things down into smaller things that I can panic about instead of one big thing, I really think that helps.
Yeah, my husband has been saying the same thing to me. He's like, I really think that you need to deal with this. And I'm like, I really do. You're right.
Yes. I've been using the Finch app on my phone.
Okay.
And that's helpful. I've been doing it for 30 days. Well, it has been helpful, except now the problem in this industry is that I can't do everything and I have to hire.
Are you sure about that?
This one thing I can't do myself. And so, although I want to, I've been told that I should not because I'm not good at it. And so I'm waiting on this one thing. And so I have all these things in my to-do list on Finch, and I can't do any of these things until this person does one thing. And so now the backup is making it very overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
I like when I can just slide things off of it. And it's not happening right now. It makes me anxious.
I understand the feeling. Because when I get too many things on my list, I'm like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know which thing to do. And I tried to explain that to my husband. I was like, I have 30 things on my list, and I can't pick one of them to do.
Yeah. So I'm going to go take a nap, and then when I wake up, it'll just be worse.
Yes.
Which will be great.
Oh my God. We have the same brain. So unfortunately.
True.
Which is why we get along so well. We understand each other.
Exactly. Found family.
Oh my gosh. Although I will say that now that we've interviewed 30 authors, I think, for this podcast, I will say that a shockingly large number of them seem to have the same issues we do. So there might be something about authoring that draws this sort of people.
It's almost like this brain type leads to creativity and storytelling.
Almost like it does.
Almost.
It's so funny. Like, it's funny, but, yeah.
It's funny in an I need help kind of way.
Exactly. Please help me. Send help. Oh my God. It's okay. We got each other.
Exactly.
We got each other. I'm like literally crying now. I've made myself like with laughing. Yeah. But, found family in other spaces too. Like the author community has been great, and meeting people, like-minded people, has been great. So one of the other things I did this year was to join the roller derby, because I'm not in my late 40s or anything. It's not a terrible idea, but it's something I've been thinking
How is
about.
that going?
It's fantastic. It was something I thought about for years. I first encountered it about maybe 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Some people walked into the store I was working in at the time, and they were like, "Hey, we have this new roller derby league starting." And I was like, "That's so cool." And I love it. But yeah, so at the time I was horseback riding. I actually had my own horse. I've ridden for a good chunk of my life. Like, I started riding when I was, I want to say, 6 or 7 years old. My mom put me in dancing lessons, and I was like not good at that. But then one day I was like, "Hey, I want to ride horses." And she's like, "What? But anyway, so I rode all through my childhood and through high school. But it turns out horses are really expensive, and horseback riding is really expensive. So I had left it behind. And then when I was an adult, at some point I was like, "Hey, I have my own adult money." So I started riding again, and I ended up buying my own horse. And I loved it, but it consumed my entire life. Mm-hmm. So at the time when I encountered these roller derby ladies, I was like, I can't do this right now, but it kind of lingered in the back of my mind. I've always kind of kept an eye on it. So when I was writing the female main character for my second hockey romance book, I knew she was going to be a badass. She was going to be amazing. She's an engineering student. And I'm like, she's in the roller derby.
Yes.
So that kind of really rekindled my interest in it. I did some research while I was writing, and that led me to my local roller derby league in the city I live in now, which is Hammer City Roller Derby. And I was following them. So there might be a few things in that book that are a little influenced by that league, like the foundations class and a specific scene, a little something that happens, which is funny because I joined the Learn to Skate program.
Yeah. Because I think that's the thing. So often people ask, how do you find the topics in your books? And the reality so often is there's just these random small encounters from all over your life that you happen to pull from as like things that you were interested in. And then you've encountered it before, and then you just go off and do more research because you're like, okay, now I'm ready to use this obscure fact or thing that happened to me.
Yes.
That's awesome. Do you think you'll ever do an event with them? Because I know you have another roller derby coming out next year. Do you think you'll make your launch party like a
maybe I will. Yeah, because so what I did was I joined the Learn to Skate program, which was a 10-week program. And I have roller skated before. And when I was a kid, I took skating lessons for a bit when I was a kid because I live in Canada and you have to learn how to skate. Ice skate.
Yep.
And we would go skating with my family, recreationally. And also, when I was a kid in the 80s, roller rinks were the thing. Like, you would go to the roller rink.
Oh, yeah. The roller skating parties were...
Birthday party at the roller skating rink, top tier.
You knew you were cool then.
Yeah, exactly. I loved roller gardens. And then when I was in high school, I had rollerblades, and I rollerbladed around town, my summer job and stuff like that. So I do have a base in it. But it had been 25 years since I was on skates, right?
Yeah.
The roller skates. So my first lesson back, I was like pretty scared, but it was fine. It didn't take too long to get, okay, I can do this. I can stand on these. I can tool around a little bit. It's learning all the other skills that are hard, the stops and the transitions and all the little details. But it was fine. It was great. I had a great time. And what I discovered was that the community that I thought it was, which is everything you think about when you think about roller derby, if you think about roller derby at all, community, grassroots, like an awesome group of amazing humans who are welcoming and inclusive, it's very LGBTQ plus friendly and amazing. And it is everything that I thought it would be. It is. Everyone that was in my Learn to Skate program was so nice. At the end of each lesson, we'd have sit on the floor and have a little positivity circle, like just say something good, something uplifting.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it was so nice. So at the end of this, everyone was like kind of friends, and there's a lot of them that are a lot younger, and there's a few that are closer to my age. And we all moved on to the second level, which at first I was like, I don't think I can do that. I think I'll just do the Learn to Skate again. And they were like, no, you can do it. I'm like, I guess I have to now. So I did. So the second level is called peer pressure. I went to my first one this week and had a great time, and it was great. And we're learning some of the actual derby skills now, like skating in a pack and stuff like that. So it's been amazing.
So you're saying you're one step closer to joining the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah. So I don't know if I will actually do it, but we'll see. If not, I can officiate. They need 17 officials at each match. I think it's 7 off skates and then 10 on skates, or vice versa. So I can also do that. And then as part of the league, though, when you're in this, the monthly fees are pretty low, but they expect you to attend at least 2 practices a month. You're expected to join one of their committees and then just participate in the forum and stuff like that. So they have community, like a DEI committee. They have, planning bouts. They have sponsorships and, fundraising and stuff. So yeah, it really is that everyone together, everyone welcoming, everyone helping out. It's exactly the perfect found family.
That is awesome. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about you and your Learn to Skate thing this morning when I went to go get to my coffee shop, because they had a flyer for our local team who's doing the Learn to Skate.
Nice.
And I was like, Nikki, because I'm too afraid. I learned about roller derby back, not even in America. I learned about it when I lived in England for my master's.
Oh, okay.
And we were going to go to a match. And we didn't. I think we ended up at the bar. Because, we're in school and we're like 21. So,
yeah, exactly.
But I had remembered that experience. And when I moved back here, they had vendor tables at one of their events. And
fun.
My friend Stephanie was like, hey, I got a table at this event. Do you want to come and share the table with me? And I was like, yeah, of course. And we saw somebody come out with a broken leg. And I was like, okay, that's a bit intense. And I am a fragile flower. They cheer really well for people.
That's fair.
But I am definitely more of like...
Well, you can off skates officiate. There you go. Or volunteer at matches too, I'm sure. Like just to help out.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
I need to do more for my community. It's hard right now. It's hard balancing.
Oh yeah, you've got so much going on.
Yeah, because I'm still working part time here. We're also working part time, and we're both writing books, multiple books at a time. I think I'm writing like 4 right now because I have a problem, which is me. And then we're starting to plan our fall one-off GR Lit Fest event.
Yes. Okay.
As well as we're thinking about ahead for our February one.
Yeah.
And I'm also planning a launch for my February book, and I'm really excited about some of the ideas that I'm doing, because I'm just really getting into it and I'm loving it.
Well, I think
something needs to get off my plate to put something else on.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You just need to become a full-time author. That's what we both need to do. And then you can be like, now I have a little leisure time to do something that I actually want to do.
Exactly. So everyone wants to go buy copies of my book so that way I can become one step closer to being a full-time author.
That would be amazing.
I'd love to do more things, but I'm working on learning how to say no.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's important.
Every year, like we at New Year's, we have we go around their table, our family, and we're like, okay, everybody say their resolution. And every year mine's like, I'm going to learn how to say no. And then somebody passes me, goes to hand me the croissants, and they're like, would you like a croissant? And I'm like, yes. And they were like, that was the perfect opportunity that you could have said no to something really easy. And I was like, yeah, but it's carbs, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Or someone's like, hey, you want to start a podcast? And you're like,
sure.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. Because we have so much time.
Exactly. But at least we get to chat every week. So that's a huge bonus. Huge bonus.
Exactly. I do love hanging out with you. Because, I mean...
Yeah, same brain.
Look at us. We're just like Put us in a room. We'll just keep talking to each other.
We will. We really will, as we are.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, so but now that you're talking about a launch, I really think that I do need to do that. Like, just involve
I think
my
you should.
Derby community. I think I'll feel a lot more comfortable because even in the Learn to Skate, I said everyone's really nice and whatever, but I'm really weird about telling people about my books.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah. It feels weird, right? I'm comfortable introducing myself as an author, but to go out and promote myself feels...
Yeah, weird.
You know.
Unless I'm like specifically at a book event where people are coming to talk about books. That's different.
When I know you want to hear about it, but I feel I don't know. Maybe it's the way we were raised, or maybe it's I just have a hard time trumpeting myself. But if other people want to go and hype me up, super okay with that.
Yeah. Definitely. That's the thing is once I get in with my roller derby friends and if they do want to read my books, because some of them are readers for sure, then I can just be like, also, if you learn about those T-City rollers, I happen to know the author who wrote about them. So I've got another recommendation for you.
That's the really cool thing. I really love that our teams play each other.
Yes.
And then also I have a epilogue to my book, and my team plays Tyler Page's roller derby team.
I didn't know.
She never released her roller derby romance.
Okay.
But I think she even did a post about it, so I know this is public information. She had wanted to at one point because, I mean, who doesn't love roller derby?
Yeah, seriously.
And so she kind of reached out and she was like, hey, do you want to play my team too? Because I heard you're playing Nikki, Jewell. And I was like, of course I want to.
That's fun.
So I felt really special to be able to include a little nod to her and our friendship in there as well.
That's awesome. Where does her team play? Like
her team plays in Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah. So my team did have to travel for that one.
A little more traveling. Yeah.
A little more traveling for that one. So I had to make it a really big event.
Fair.
But yeah.
I think we're going to have to collaborate because both of our second roller derby books are coming out in February. So we're going to have to collaborate and figure out our team should play each other again. And also for the launch. Yeah,
definitely have to. I'm really excited about it. That's why I was sitting down to write this morning at the cafe is work on it. I'm really pleased with it so far.
I have to finish my secret project by August 16th. Or else I'm going to get fired as a client. So I have to do that first. And once that's sent off to Erin, I'm going to hardcore go down on my roller derby number 2. Yeah. And then I also have a short story to write. So I've booked Erin, our editor, in November to do up to 10,000 word short story plus my roller derby romance. The short story is for a Valentine's hockey anthology that's coming out. Yeah.
That sounds cool. Can you tell me more about that, or is it still under wraps?
I know zero things about that yet. I have I guess it's we all got a theme, something that happens on a date. And I don't even remember what my theme is. I'm going to have to look that up because I just need to finish this other one first. And then once that's done, I can think about those 2 stories. But writing a 10,000 word short story takes like no time at all to just write it.
Once you have the idea. Yeah. The challenge is staying within 10,000.
Yes. And I find that was the thing with my soccer hockey one, Catching the Keeper, was I was so worried about going over on the word count that I ended up going under. So then when the editor went through it and she was like, we need to see more of this and this, I was like, yeah, we do. But I have space for it, which was good. So I added in kind of an epilogue at the end where the female main character is playing soccer. So we get to see a little bit of that action. Yeah. So should be good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Females athletes. Fantastic.
Yes. And that's why roller derby is so awesome because the majority of them are women. Now, my roller derby league is inclusive all genders. So there was a man in our Learn to Skate program and he was awesome. And then there's lots of other people. There's non-binary. There's lots of people in the league. It is largely women, but
yeah, more gender diverse. Yeah. It's been a couple years actually since I attended a roller derby. I should reach out to them for my next one, see if they want to arc it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, You know how it is. I'll probably think about that now and then again like 2 weeks before.
Yes.
When it's too late.
I did a lot for my recent release, but there were a couple things that I wanted to do that I never got around to. Like I did want to set up some pre-orders with indie bookstores. I just did not get around to it because it's so much. There is so much to do as an independent author, right?
Oh, yeah. And I'd been really struggling these last two with mental health, for some things going on in the family and things like that. And it was really hard for me to hit those deadlines because of like brain power. I was very much triaging my life of what do I need to do. And so I did decide, with the help of my editor, to not release another book this year and just be like, I needed a time where I could take an evening and not work once in a while. And I think that's really been beneficial.
Yeah.
And I think that'll pay off in allowing me to have the launches that I really want.
Yeah.
For these upcoming ones, especially for that next roller derby one and the combat juggling one.
Yeah. Which I'm on the same track. I'm not planning on releasing any more books this year, although I may, to try and give my algorithms like a boost, I may put my hockey romances into a box set because that is something.
Or like an omnibus?
Yes, exactly. An omnibus. That's the right word.
Yeah.
Just to give it that little new release boost and still have one more release this year. That's not an actual release that I have to write. I'm still going to be writing at least 2 books before the end of the year, but will not be releasing them.
But it'll be nice to get ahead, especially as we're working on some secret projects.
Yes.
That you have to calculate that into the time of things you have to get done as well.
Yeah.
Not just like, okay, my next indie release, but also all the things.
So hopefully in 2027, I'll release 3 books again. But and then that will be largely written.
Is that when your movie and your TV show about your hockey series is coming out too?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. I'm just waiting on Jacob Tierney's call for sure.
Yeah. Any day now.
Any day.
He's busy with season 2 release right now.
He's got Heated Rivalry. Yeah. I really think that he really should explore roller derby romance, or maybe not him. Maybe, there's lots of people who could handle it, I'm sure.
I really loved the idea of a season with both of our books so you can kind of go back and forth between the teams. And so that way you could really explore those teams playing against each other and then the individuals. And then you could, because we're both making series and our teams will keep playing each other, we could really develop that into
So who are we talking to about this?
We definitely need to talk to somebody. Do you know anybody?
Let me just check my Rolodex.
Yeah.
No. I've got 0 people in my contacts that can help me with that.
Same. We're just going to put it out into the universe now.
Manifest it.
So, anybody knows anybody, have them contact.
Yeah. Are you looking for some cool, action-filled, female-driven sports romance?
Yeah. With found family.
Talk to us. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
So actually the second book in my roller derby romance is in fact going to be a hockey roller derby crossover.
Ooh.
And that is because the 2 main characters of my first book in the series, they work for a professional hockey organization in the office. And so they're kind of workplace rivals. So that's what brings them together. She's in the roller derby, but they're workplace rivals at this hockey organization. It's the Seattle Sirens is the name of my hockey team, because her best friend is married to, they get married in the roller derby romance book. You get to go to their wedding, which is fun. But he is on that team. And the male main character of my roller derby romance, Spencer, his cousin, is also on the team. So we see Heath, we meet him. He's a fun character. He's a supportive character. It's going to be a romance with him. You heard it here first.
That. Yes. I love that. Especially because there's so many hockey romance fans out there.
Yeah. And then if we can bring those hockey romance fans into the roller derby romance world, be great.
So I'm seeing a lot of hockey nights with romance authors and baseball nights with romance authors. Are you thinking about doing any of the hockey ones and then parlaying that experience into doing a roller derby night with roller derby authors and then we all go to a roller derby game?
That would be so fun. It's definitely something to think about. And also, I feel like, so I'm not planning on going to any of the current hockey ones because they are all in the States except for Sports Romance Con for 2027 because I'm going to be going there. But my city, I live in Hamilton, Ontario. We just got our arena downtown totally renovated, totally redone, all refreshed. Nice. Hello, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
He's like, you've been ignoring me for way too long.
Yeah.
So
I need to be involved in this.
Yes. So next year, 2026, 2027 season, we are getting an AHL team. They are moving there. It's the New York Islanders farm team, and they are moving to our city. They have a new name. They're called the Hammers, and nobody really likes that name, the Hamilton Hammers, but it is what it is. And we are also getting a PWHL team, which is fantastic. I'm very excited about that. Awesome. And I feel like with bringing that energy into our city, there's definitely the possibility for somebody to plan a hockey romance night here.
Yeah.
And when I say somebody, well, because the sports
all these
romance
things are coming to your town,
Yeah. And I was like, so maybe somebody could plan a hockey romance night. That'd be great. I hope it's not me, but sir, just don't lay there.
I think that'd be awesome because I was even thinking it would be great to do, like, I see all these hockey ones and I don't write hockey. So I was like, what could I do that could be similar but could line up with what I write, the sports that I write? I think the challenge, I think a roller derby one is there, but the challenge is finding enough authors who write roller derby.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it is truly an underrepresented sport. I know. I think there's maybe only a handful.
Yeah. And they probably live in all different places too, right? It's like trying to bring people together. Like, where do you live?
Yes, exactly. We'd have to find a very central location in which none of us live.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or combine it with something else that's going on. Like if there's some other event nearby and can kind of combine it.
Maybe like Sports and Spice in Canada.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Maybe like Sports and Spice in Canada. We also have a roller derby night. I'm trying to think. We're planning that in the fall. I don't know if they have bouts around that time of year. So I'll have to
now
look
that you're on the committees, you can.
Well, now that I'm part of it, I can find out pretty easily. Yeah. Yeah. That could be fun. That could be really fun.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun to go out because everybody goes out to hockey nights, but to go out to a roller derby night.
Can you imagine if I just brought all these sports romance fans, like just crashed a roller derby?
That would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic.
Even if they were willing to do a little bout for us or whatever.
Yeah, or like scrimmage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I love it.
Okay. I'll make it happen.
Perfect, because you don't have enough on your plate.
Exactly. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, the moral of the story is read roller derby romance because it's awesome.
Yes.
And there's amazing found family and kick-ass women and inclusivity. So yeah, do it.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Anything else you want to add before we sign off on our found family chat?
I think I'm good. I was just thinking, is there anything else that we were going to talk about? Because you know how it is. I always forget things like, oh yeah, by the way, I was going to tell you type things, Yeah.
I think, we have our new releases. That was one of the biggest things that just happened, right? You had your new release shortly before I had mine.
Yeah.
And
I just got into Pages of Glass, Romancing the Glass City.
Oh, nice.
I was originally going to go as a PA to an author, and then they had a couple tables open up last minute with people canceling, and I was able to get a table. So I had to text the author and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Is this okay? And she was like, yeah, I was the one who put your name in for it. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So
found family.
That's the thing. Found family.
Supportive friends.
Helping each other out. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And that'll be August 1st, which will be after this episode comes out.
August 1st.
You want to come see me. Yeah. In Toledo, Ohio.
Okay. Awesome. Do you have any other events coming up the rest of the year?
I do. I am doing Booked in Des Moines in Iowa. I think it's partially run by Shelf Love DSM, which is an amazing bookstore. If you live anywhere near it, you should go check it out. And then I'm doing Reader Nation with you.
Yes, Reader Nation.
Yeah. I'm also doing art prize in my own city. Grand Rapids puts on an art prize every year, which basically is a bunch of artists come in and they do big displays all over the city. Nice. And it takes place over 2 weeks, and you can go on the different art pieces that you like the best. And one of those days for opening weekend, I will have a booth downtown and be selling my books.
I'd love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that's where you can see Alby the rest of 2026, unless anything else comes up. I have...
Who knows?
Okay, what do I have? I wrote a list so that I would remember. Well, I'm going to one tomorrow, hopefully. It's a smaller local book fair. It's one of the non-genre specific ones. It's a West Avenue cider house, which is like they make alcoholic cider. And yes, so I always walk away with, my little 6-pack or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's really good.
Do you just trade books for that, or?
That's the problem, right? It's like, I'll just earn my money and let me just... That's why they like us so much when we go there.
Yeah.
It's called Flamborough Book Fair, and it's an outdoor one. So that's the only problem, because it's supposed to rain and possibly thunderstorm tomorrow. And but it's a great event. Safe. I have one of those tents. Well, so what happened 2 years ago, it was okay. Like the day was nice. It was fine. And then partway through it, it just torrential downpour. Just raining so hard. And I was not prepared. I have a canopy and it has one wall. So I put that one wall up and I was like, what do I have? I'm rooting through my bins, finding all my extra tablecloths and throwing it all over my books and everything, because it's raining so hard. It's coming in the sides of the tent. So, it wasn't the best year. And then after that, it did clear up. It didn't last too long, but then a lot of people had left. We still got some people by after. So I'm really hoping it doesn't rain tomorrow, because it is a great event. It's always fun. It's a family-friendly one, too, so you get a mix of people who are not going to be looking at your romance books.
Yeah. Maybe bring a tarp just in case.
Yes, I'm going to bring tarps and some garbage bags, because I'm going to be prepared this year, because I know that it's supposed to rain.
Yes.
And that was actually the very first book fair that I went to. This is the 5th year they're running it. It was the very first one I went to 5 years ago when I only had one book, which was my very first in my YA fantasy books. Yeah. And now I have 11 published books. So yeah, it's wild. And then when I think about that, it's one of those things, it's really hard to recognize the accomplishments that you've had when you're not seeing enough sales, or you're seeing other people more successful, or whatever it is. Yeah. At one point, my best in real life friend, that's not an author, because you're my best author friend, is also my number one fan. And the one year, it was probably a year or so ago, and I was like, I don't know, I didn't really do much this year. And she was like, you published 3 books. And I was like, yeah, you're right, I did do that.
It's hard, especially when you have other friends and they're like doing the same things. So you're like, oh, well, everyone's doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have to step back and realize that not everybody's in that same space, and some people, most people should, and like we should too, think it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And Bound families support each other, right?
Exactly.
So that's West Avenue Cider House. That's tomorrow. So this will already be posted. It'll be over by then. The next one I have is Readers Take Cornwall, which is in Cornwall, Ontario. It's about an hour away from Ottawa. I was just in Ottawa in July. That's on September 27th. I have not been to that event yet, but a lot of people have had good things to say about it. So it should be fun.
Hope it goes well.
And then I'm going to Romance A again. That's romance, AEH with a question mark, because it's very Canadian, They're really repping the Canada. They have a beaver as a mascot, and they have a plaid theme. It's very fun. But I went last year, and it was a really fun event, and they're moving it to a slightly bigger venue this year. So that's on October 3rd in Edmonton, Alberta. I'm really excited for that. I just bought my plane ticket and booked my hotel, which was a hassle, but I did it.
Good job.
And then I'm going to the Royal City Romance on October 31st. That's in Guelph, Ontario, which is where I went to school. And if you read my hockey romance books, Lakeview College is loosely based on University of Guelph, where I attended university. And yes, we're going to Reader Nation on November 14th. I'm very excited for that. Also terrified, because I got to get books there. I got to do all this stuff. And,
yes.
I haven't booked a hotel or a plane or any of that stuff yet.
I need to do that.
Yes.
my gosh. Maybe I'll make that my goal this week, is to at least book my hotel.
Yes. Me too. And then I have one more event this year, is the Hamilton Fantasy Ball and Market. That's December 4th and 5th. And it is in my city, Hamilton, so I don't have to travel anywhere. So if the weather's bad, it doesn't matter. So that's the ball is going to be on the 4th. And then the 5th is going to be the romance book fair. And that is being run by the same organizer who runs the Pages and Pleasures events. So that was the one I went to in Kitchener and Ottawa.
Event.
She runs amazing events. She's an awesome person. So yeah, she's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I got coming up.
You are doing so many events, way more than me. Should I be doing more events?
Should I be doing less events? Actually, I think is the question.
Compromise. We'll meet in the middle.
I signed up for other events too, and then I'm like, I can't do this. I have too many things I'm signed up for.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All these things. But
slow down.
Hard. We have to remind ourselves we are only human. We can take breaks. Breaks are allowed. Yes.
But I mean, Reader Nation, we're going for the conference as well, so it's a little different.
Exactly. I'm really excited, and I'm so glad that you're going to be there with us again this year.
Yeah.
Last year was great, but I was like, we would go to different cafes and things that were so cool, and I was like, Nikki would love this place.
I know, and I missed going downtown. I want to go downtown this year.
Oh
downtown
my
Vegas.
Yes. We'll go down. Let's go for a drink or a dinner some night over there.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Coolio.
All right. Well, come see us at any of these locations that we just listed, because
or, read our books, join our social medias. You want to keep track of all of our chaos because it's constant.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Okay.
Exactly. All right.
Well, I'll be talking to you, I'm sure, again, probably tomorrow. So
yeah. The reality. Yes. I'll see you later.
Later, book babes.
Thanks for getting dirty with us. If you had fun, leave a review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. New episodes will be released every Wednesday, and we've got an amazing lineup of authors to share with you. If there's someone you'd love to see on our show, or you've got burning questions for your favorite authors, send us an email to backstagewiththebookbabes@gmail.com, or leave us a comment on our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, Backstage with the Book Babes. Links and applications for authors to join us as guests are at linktree/backstage with the book babes. You can follow me, Alby Blake, with that handle on social media, specifically Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me, Nikki Jewell, and learn about my books at authornikkijewell.com. I'm also on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at NikkiJewell_books. Thanks again for joining the party. Keep turning those pages and keep it spicy.